Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome once again to our own little program that we call Matinee with Bob and Ray. It's a real pleasure to be broadcasting again from our summer home here in Friendly Valley. I'm very pleased to be back with you all in real life today.
That's so?
Yesterday, I greeted you, of course, from a disc. And I certainly missed chatting.
Did you listen to the program yesterday?
No.
Sounded vaguely familiar to me. It sounded just like you two fellows were talking same thing what you did Saturday.
Probably was.
Several people have called me to ask if that was true.
I believe it was Steve O'Neill after yesterday's game who summed it all up nicely when he said,
Well, we got next year to think about, you know.
Yeah, it's okay.
Well, that's one game.
Okay, we come all the way down to New York and you beat us. That's a nice one.
One game isn't the whole season. We've got a long time to go.
Your father's mustache.
But here to tell us more about the baseball picture by special telephonic communication is Steve O'Neill, Steve Bosco, who is the man that we sent south. You may remember. Hello, Steve.
Steve Bosco reporting.
You called us this morning and had rather an unusual conversation. You said something about returning here to Boston.
Well, it's my plan now, Bob and Ray, to...
Will you speak a little bit clearer? I can't hear any part of what you're saying.
It's my plan now, Bob and Ray.
That's too clear.
To broadcast the marathon for you tomorrow.
You're coming up here. You're going to forget baseball tomorrow only. Is that it?
Well, I'm going to get on my sneakers and get out there and pound the pavements again.
Going to run right along with them, are you?
Well, I used to run along, but the doctor told me not to. I used to pound my feet so hard that I turned my brain into jelly there one year. And
Well,
I'm giving up marathoning.
I see, but you will be equipped to take care of the entire race from start to finish. Is that right?
Yes.
What time will you be airing this graphic description?
Probably
So we can
by
miss
the
it.
time you hit the airwaves with your splendid program. I've
Thank
heard
you.
so many nice comments about
You
it. I've
hear
never
what?
heard the thing,
Yeah.
but the talk about it is wonderful.
Well, you're, of course, an integral part of the thing.
What?
I
Yeah.
say you're an integral part of it. And I suppose a lot of the people down in Washington are talking about it, too, aren't they?
What?
I say a lot of people in Washington must be talking about the program.
I haven't been in
What
Washington.
station carries us down there?
WFMF and WFMF-FM.
Oh, yeah. And on TV, they have a station there?
Yes, WTV-TV.
Uh-huh. Well, we'll look for you tomorrow, then. You're going to stop in at the station before you go out to Hopkinton?
What's that again?
Are you going to stop in at the station before you go out to Hopkinton?
What's
That's where
that?
they start racing, isn't it?
Oh, is that so?
Sure. Have you looked into this complete picture?
No, I haven't.
You know what's ahead of you, don't you? You've got to run 26 miles.
Hello.
Hello? Did you hear me?
I thought we were cut off there for a
No,
minute.
I said you've got to run 26 miles.
Oh, no, I don't believe it'll be up to me to run. I'll follow along with the races
Maybe I can
and report
borrow-
adequately just what transpired.
Maybe I can borrow Fred
But I want
Cole's
to get
motor
right out
scooter
there now
for you.
and cover the Red Sox-Yankees game right out here in good old Columbus. And
Huh?
Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
What'd you say?
I said I want to hurry out now and catch the Red Sox-Yankees game held here in Columbus.
All right. Have a report on that tomorrow.
Steve Bosco, rounding first, being thrown out at second.
Well, we have something to look forward to tomorrow, then, with a description of that race. Remember, 4 years ago, we had a memorable broadcast that...
A near historic event, Bob, when we...
That's right. And we're all looking forward to tomorrow with great expectations. But now, I think we should turn to Ken and Bill, don't you?
Or as they better know, Arturo Toscanini and his group.
And they are going to play one of the songs most requested. Oh, how can I say that?
No, really, it is. It's...
This is one
Mary
of the things
Lou's
from Pagan
hit.
Love Song, isn't it?
Oh, the House of Singing Bamboo.
Yes,
What
Pop?
in the world are you counting, Joan?
I'm counting the handkerchiefs we've received with Kirkman granulated soap. I'm sure glad you started using Kirkman granulated.
Believe me, so am I. It's the grandest soap I've ever used.
Yes, and every time you buy a box, I get the hanky that comes inside.
Just a minute, young lady. We'll share those hankies. There'll be enough for both of us. I like Kirkman granulated so well, I use it for everything, from the family wash to a sink full of dishes.
Yes, Joan's mother sure is smart, for modern Kirkman Granulated is made to do all your soap and water jobs. Kirkman Granulated Suds Booster Action lifts out every trace of dirt and grime, makes washing easier. Kirkman Granulated leaves wash dazzling white, colors bright. Kirkman Granulated makes dishes sparkle, glassware gleam. Get Kirkman Granulated at your grocer's today, and you'll receive a pretty hanky right inside the box. You can't buy a better soap. You can't find a bigger bargain.
Larry, what's that I heard somewhere about you going to run in this race tomorrow?
Oh,
The
no.
marathon?
Oh, heavens to Betsy, no.
You never have you?
Well, once I thought of doing it, but when I realized it was so far, I just gave up.
You'll stick to the water, huh?
That's right.
Stick to that swim out to Boston Light. It won't be long now before you'll be getting into training for this summer's big
Well,
event.
of course, I'm in training all year round, Bob.
I know you're right at your fighting weight now.
I always try to keep myself physically fit.
And can we look for anything unusual in this year's swim out there?
What?
Can we look for anything unusual in the
I
swim?
suppose last year I came across some unusual things floating there as I went along.
Those grapefruit halves and
Money
things
just
like
gets
that.
a
huh?
bad morale factor swimming through halves of grapefruit
I know
and
it.
wax paper with jelly on it.
I know it. And it must slow you down a
It
little
does.
bit,
It's
too.
a mental hazard.
But this year, we certainly hope that you won't tire halfway
You're
out.
afraid to
and have
breathe
swim
in
back.
too deeply.
No,
Never
you
know
can't
what you're
inhale.
going to catch.
That's right.
Minnows or something.
Well, we have made elaborate preparations for this year's coverage of that event, too.
Oh, I see, yes.
We're having complete sports coverage this year. The
Well, that's
marathon
fine.
tomorrow,
Yes, of course.
and that.
Mhm,
So you let us
yeah.
know the minute you go into training.
Yes.
Will you?
Yes. Well, I am in training now.
What are you doing about it?
Lifting barbells.
Lifting barbells, huh?
Mm-hmm.
How-
Yes,
how much
and I'm
can you
swimming
lift?
at the YW with weights on my feet.
That must be rather difficult.
Well, I'm just trying to make it hard for myself.
Uh-huh.
And if I can swim with weights on my feet, I don't see why I couldn't swim out to Boston Light and back in
Well,
jig time.
No, I don't see why you can't. Well,
Yes,
don't
of
do that
course.
too often. You're growing gills.
Yes.
But
Funny boy.
to get on to
Screaming
more serious
funny,
things
honestly,
here,
Very funny, honestly.
we have
And-
our problem expert ready with
Yes.
today's case. So, Ray, if you will...
Oh, yes. Will you
Mary,
move
you
over,
sit
Mary?
down.
Yes. Will you play our problem music, please?
That is a problem in itself, that theme.
Yes, it's time once again for U.S. Steel, makers of iron tablets, to present Mr. Agony and his unoriginal Bad Willow.
Just a minute, Ken. Look, I don't think Guy would be very happy to hear you doing that.
It's beautiful. I plucked a rose from my garden. But now here is Mr. Agony. That's much better.
Oh, very good, man. All right, Mr. Sterling, our first problem, and let's try to be serious today, shall we?
Problem
I'm
of
in
Mr.
no mood for joviality.
Problem of Mr. Tosco Turanini.
Don't mention any proper names. I believe you made a mistake. It's Mr. Artino Toscaturo.
No, it's Mr. Trino Toscatuni.
You're wrong there. It's Mr. Atrosky Tornatiro. But anyway, sir, your problem, please. You, as I understand it, you have a lunch wagon, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
And you have come to me with some problem involving the lunch wagon.
That's right, I have.
Go on with your story, please.
Well, the first problem which I overcame was that the thing was delivered to me with square wheels.
Oh, I see.
And I didn't know what
You had ordered this lunch wagon,
That's right.
and it came bouncing up to your door, so to speak,
Not
with square
bouncing
wheels.
exactly, lumping up, kind of.
I see.
And I didn't notice until I had a cake in the oven, and boom.
And then you did notice that there were square wheels on this lunch
I
wagon.
filed down the edges.
Is that
and
the problem? You did file down the edges?
They're perfectly round now, just, well, like my head, so to speak.
All right, then what seems to be your problem?
Well,
You've got to hurry
it's
along
them
here.
dishes, them dishes which is gathering up out there. I hate to do dishes, and business has been rapid fire.
Your business has been good.
That's right.
You
and,
have made more customers, new friends,
Yes.
regular patronage,
yes, very definitely.
so to speak.
But I'm down to now about 2 clean plates
Well, how has this come about? You say you've been in business for how many weeks now, sir?
4 weeks.
And how many dishes did you have to begin with?
Oh, a whole slew of them there.
Would you say possibly you had 200 or 300 dishes?
Easily, yes. And
all the time that you have been open,
yes.
You haven't been doing any dishes, is that right?
That's right. I hate to put my hand in that water, you know?
It's greasy and so forth.
That's right. It's squeamish. And
so you have let these dishes pile up
there and just keep using the new ones. And
now you're down to only a bare minimum.
That's right.
And you have come to me to find out...
what should I do, sir?
Well, I can offer you 2 solutions. One would be that you hire someone to wash the dishes for you.
Well, I'm not doing that much business for what.
You can't afford to have a dishwasher?
No. It's a case of my having to do it myself or get out of the business, and that's what I'm here. What should I do?
I would advise you, sir, if this be the case...
Get out of the business?
That you do get out of the business, because obviously you're not fit.
I'm not fit,
or very well equipped.
I'm not equipped mentally for the job either.
No, I think you're mentally a little bit backward.
Slow. They turned me in school.
Your personality doesn't seep through.
No, it's not. It's twin personality.
In other words, you're a jerk.
To sum up, that's nice.
To sum it up. And I would suggest that you try to find some other line of endeavor, possibly a Chinese hand laundry. Do you like to do laundry?
Well, I like to wash hands, yeah.
Well, then I would suggest you go into that business and try to build out of the lumber of your life a temple and not a tavern. Obviously,
I go into a hand
laundry. Let me finish, please, sir.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, this restaurant business is not for you.
No.
So I would suggest you take my advice and start all over again.
Well, I'd go into that hand laundry business, but there aren't many hands that people send around to be laundered.
Well, if you'll see me after the program in my hand laundry, I'll try and help you out a little bit further.
You've been very kind to me, Hum.
All right, Snook. And we have a word from Raymond's here, do we? You ready, boys?
Store your first for 1%.
1%? 1%?
Store your first for 1%, my fair lady.
Where?
Raymond's.
Raymond's, nationally famous home of bargains, offers you New England's biggest fur storage value. At Raymond's, your furs are stored in exactly the same vaults used by other fine furriers, charging 2 and 3%. Yet Raymond's fur storage in the same vaults, the newest and most modern in Boston, costs just 1%. You can store your fur coat for as little as $2, safe from moths, fire, theft, and summer heat. From start to finish, only fur experts handle your coat, and full insurance protects it at all times. However, space is limited, so call Raymond's today.
But I want to wear my fur coat a few more weeks.
You can. Simply reserve the space now. Store whenever you wish. Just phone Hubbard 2-8800 today.
Store your furs for 1%, my fair lady.
Phone Raymond's, Hubbard 2-8800.
I would just like to say that one of our many radio family members has just called and very warm-heartedly said that they would take the dirty dishes that have piled up on this restaurant owner. They will put you back in business again, sir. You were started on the way to success once more. I know you won't make the same mistakes again.
Thanks again, everybody along Radio Lane.
Our thanks, of course, to that wonderful member of our big radio family. It does our heart nuts. Now, The Life and Loves of Linda Lovelace, written for radio by A. Carrington Love, starring Marcia Van Alshot as Linda, Sherman L. Sturtley as David. Uncle Eugene is portrayed by Horace K. Winterhalter. Today, after the startling discovery that nothing was growing on the lampshade, Linda and David settled down to a cozy winter in River's Mouth.
Just a moment.
Wait a minute.